Welcome back to the channel, Big Bass Lovers. This is Demont coming back at you. I've had several people ask me to do a comparison versus Mystery Tackle Box Elite and a 6 cents Premier bag. I'm a big proponent of the 6 cents. I just now started back doing a Mystery Tackle Box again just for you guys, just so you can see exactly what's in it. Alright, so I'm going to open them up so you can kind of see what's in both of them. Alright, so here we go. So here's your Mystery Tackle Box. Always does like a measuring board on here for you, so you can kind of, I don't know what kind of real world practicality it has, but some of this stuff is some extra stuff I ordered. So let me get these out of the way. Give me just a moment. Alright, so I've got almost everything out of the way. So I started doing this. This is basically an invoice that's inside the box. There's your dibbles, tips, and tricks. Okay, so it says we have a Weston Hypo Twist. I have used Weston some of their swim baits. So I'm guessing this is basically trying to make kind of like a different version of a Whopper Plopper. Yeah, just has a little spinner in the tail. $17 grams, so that's about 3/8 of an ounce. Might be interesting to try. Get the fish something different to look at. Okay, and then it says it comes with a Biovex stand gun. Okay, this is a Jinko CD7. Looks like a nice medium diving crankbait. This kind of looks very similar to a lot of the baits you get off of AliExpress. I might be wrong, but it says here it retails for $10.99, so you can see it a little better. Okay. Then here's the X-Zone Lures Finesse Slammer. That's like a green pumpkin blue flake. So you can see it a little clearer. These are supposed to be like a drop shot bait. I have used these before in drop shotting, but I've also used them a lot. And basically a Ned heading. They actually make a really good Ned bait. I like the little flat cup tail on them. Alright, so let's see what we got here. We got this is the Z-Man Cross-Eye Power Finesse Jig. It says $4.99. I don't know why it has a a gold head. The color looks pretty good. That basically like a peanut butter and jelly color. Not so sure about the gold head, but I do like the eye tie. Huh, how big is this hook on this little jigger? It says it's a 1/4 ounce. Oh, so it's made for Z-Man Plastics. There you go. Take a look at that. So you can see a keeper there. Weed guard's actually kind of stiff. Wow. For a finesse jig. So I'm guessing that's about a size 1 or a 1/0 hook. Yeah, it's pretty compact. I like it. I like how the skirt's already kind of an irregular shape. Do you see that? Let me see if I can put it so you can see it. Usually a lot of times I take my finesse jigs or even my regular jigs and I'll just take a piece of the skirt and I'll just pull it off. And I'll pull off the other side, and I'll pull off the other side. Because what you want is you want that skirt to pulse and flare out when it's underwater. So that's what that automatically does for you already. Trying to see what kind of band it is. It's hand tied. So that's pretty much going to stay there. It ain't going anywhere. That's actually a pretty nice looking little jig. Okay, I've heard about these. I haven't had a chance to use them. These are the Headbanger Rock Head. Where are they at on here? The $7.99 for a 2-pack. I've heard people using these kind of in place of chatterbaits. I haven't actually had a chance to use one yet. Is the hook replaceable? No, the hook is not replaceable. It's got a different kind of hook. It's got like a flat back to it. Oh, it's got a split ring up here. It's kind of neat. If I understand, you can reel it and it wobbles a lot, and then when you set it down, it kind of sits down like that. I'd be interested to get that out there and try it out. See how it does. Oh, and then you got the Wave Excite. I think these are called the tiki snake. That's what it is. It's basically like a lizard. Actually, it's more like a curly tail worm. Then it says it has another wave thing in here. Where's the other wave thing? Nope. Excite Bites Uber Shad. These are like a fluke, but instead of having a spade tail, they have a curl tail. So you can use these kind of like a swim grub, like a swimming, like a little swim tail fluke, or like a grub style bait and rig it weedless. This color is kind of like Houdini. Like if you ever seen Zoom's Houdini, they're calling it Baby Uber Shad. But it's very similar to Houdini. Of course, you get the sample pack of mustad hooks. I'm not the biggest proponent of these are ultralight lights. These will actually do. There's a 4. These actually be really good for those. I'm not the hugest proponent of having a wide gap hook. I kind of like the offset hooks. This is because the hook bite and your angle sits too flat and straight, so you don't really get a good piece of hook sticking up, giving that fish in the mouth. It's hard to hook them. So if you're actually losing fish, so if you go to a regular basic and offset worm hook, it'll give you a chance to keep them hooked up. Okay, so this is the stand gun. BioVex stand gun, 3/8 ounce. That's interesting. The hook is kind of really short, narrow bite hook. See if you can see that. But I do like how the shad body on here is. It's pretty neat. But I wouldn't say this is basically a $10.99 spinnerbait. I mean, I guess they could. That's an interesting head design, but I don't like the bite of the hook, and the blades look kind of cheap. It is using good swivels though. Then you got your Carl's catalog. Alright, let's go to the other one. Get all that stuff put back up. I'll show you these with my other box open in a minute. It goes to the order. I guess they shove some in here as well. Alright. They went with an orange bag this time. That's pretty cool. They don't hardly ever go with anything different than black. I like this orange. Let's see what we got put in here today. Usually these have a packing list too, but I do not see a packing list in here. Alright, so actually some good things already. This is my favorite wake bait. It's actually one of my favorite topwater baits, period. And this is the bone color, pretty sure. Yep, bone reactor. That's a good color. These things will get you bit. Well, down here they will. Oh, that's that. This is their curve, but this is that orangish red color. This is a new color for them. I have not had this before, but I know I've fished this little square bill before. This is a very shallow diving, little fat. And basically they call this a finesse square bill. It still weighs 3/8 of an ounce, but it's kind of a really small stature. It's got a really small bill. I don't know if you can see that or not. I think you can. It doesn't dive that deep. It only dives 1 to like 3 foot or something like that. If you're fishing really shallow, especially about the transition period in spring when the water starts warming up a little bit, these work really good when the fish start thinking about spawning. You get up there and chase you some shallow fish. This is the Z-Wank. This is basically like another wake bait. This is the 77. It's got the, trying to get it to go down a little bit so you can see the bill on it. It's got kind of like an L-shaped bill. I don't know if you can see that or not. Maybe I gotta take it out. I have fished these a lot. These have more of a wider wobble to them than these have. They both have kind of flat sides. I don't know if you can see that or not. Wow. That one didn't want to come open. Sorry about that. Alright, so now hook stuck to here. It didn't dig in. No, it's pretty good. I've always liked the detailed 6 cents bait. See those gill plates and the rakers and the scale patterns? But there's that design I was telling you about. And listen to the knock on this. It has a different sound. It has the big clankers and BBs is mixed in as well. And that's what makes that sound. And it has like a whole bunch in the head. You can really feel them and hear them just doing that. And then you have the other clankers in the back. Alright. Then you get the Crush Mini. This is the 25 MD. This is basically kind of getting into like the BFS style cranking. I think this still weighs 1/4 of an ounce. Yeah, 1/4 ounce. This is the mini shad. I think they call it chartreuse blue back. Yep, sexified chartreuse shad. I've used these a lot in this color as well. They work really good, especially when you're chasing small shad. And this color here is more for like an off-color water. But I don't know. I've always caught fish a lot on chartreuse color baits. I kind of lean more to like the chartreuse brown colors, and also like the blue gizzard shad. And these, for an underspin, these are some of the best underspins you can use. This one's 3/8 of an ounce. These are called the Divine underspins. I like the way this bait sits in the swim bait. The way it screws into it. And if you can tell by looking at it, that hook doesn't go straight. And with the jig head, that jig head kind of sits against the back of your bait and makes this have more of a bite. So when it's riding in the swim bait, it's riding kind of in an up position. So when a fish comes and hits it, it automatically pulls straight into their mouth. And so you ain't even got to pull that much to actually set this hook. I know kids and everything can set the hook with this really good, because my boys can. Alright, so there's one more thing in here. And that's the snatch. It's the 70X. I've never had this color before. They do make a very good lipless bait. This is called a brown eye special. I mean, this is the reason why I like 6th Sense their bag so much, because you get basically nothing but the goods. I mean, this is a pretty good bag here box from. I mean, that's the Elite box. That costs more than this box does. And if you're thinking about just absolutely what you're going to be using on a day-to-day basis, this has more real-world benefit to me than this. I mean, this is nice. I mean, it gets you some like stuff you've never used before, like the headbangers. I've never used these before. And even kind of like this right here, the Whopper Plopper alternative, and that Z-Man little finesse jig. This gives you some nice stuff to try. I stopped getting the Monster Bass boxes because you wouldn't get any kind of value for them, and they kept giving you basically just random mess. And I don't know about you guys, but I don't need any more random mess. Let me show you some of this other stuff over here real fast. Give me one moment. Oops. Wow, sorry about that. So this is the other part of that order. Now, well, I thought it was. These are some of the new Guggen squads. They're a version of a blade bait. This is called the clickbait. These are kind of new. I got these so I can take a look at them and try them out. Give me 1 second here. What kind of keepers does it have? Okay, so it has a wire keeper and a little lead keeper. I do like the design of the head. Okay, so this is kind of interesting. I mean, it might. So it has a keeper ball here to keep the blade in place so it doesn't go over top of that angle bend. And it's got 3 little balls here it clacks against. Yeah, I mean, it's got a really sharp hook on it. I mean, we'll have to see how these do. I mean, you can fish a chatterbait year round. I don't care what anybody tells you. Chatterbait is always a really good bait for me. It's so versatile. Like, especially if you're using like a green pumpkin color, you can basically bring it over top of some like the dying grass and stuff right now, especially. And then if you just stop it and drop it in holes. So I got, these are kind of like your shad imitation, your bluegill imitation. And I wanted to try the red one. And so I'm guessing they didn't fill all my orders. If you're kind of new to jig fishing, these right here, they're called the lumberjack flipping jig. These right here you can get for like $1.49. They have an Arky style head on them. There's not a ton of colors. I ain't gonna say there's a whole bunch of colors, but I like getting these from Carl's. I mean, as far as any kind of like flipping jig goes, I like how wide their Arky style head is. Let me see if you can get a good look at that. It's very wide. This is some of the best skipping jigs I've ever seen. Skipping in beside trees, docks. And of course, you can tell this is black blue. This is 3/8 of an ounce. The head's not really big. I mean, it's kind of has that nice keel. The weed guard's not like super stiff. So you ain't got to really take none of it out. What I always do is I flare mine out like this. Just give them a good bend. That way it's not so much weed guard there when you're going to set the hook, so the hook comes right through. But let me show you the keeper on these. It's just basically a standard lead keeper. But I mean, you can't expect too much when you're paying $1.49. And I like to pair these up with like a beaver style bait when I'm skipping and going around trees and wood, docks, rocks, anything I'm skipping around or flipping around. These are pretty much a go-to for me. Let me show you one other thing here. See, I have several different colors. I ordered more of these because they had the 25% off. I guess I need to check my emails. I didn't get all those. Alright, now, if you'll remember back for the, I told you I get these off of AliExpress. These are what I put on my Kastking SpeedDemon Elite. These are the exaggerated power handles. One moment. So I can pull this out here and show it to you. See, it's carbon fiber. This particular handle here is 120 millimeters. The pads are really good. They have 4 bearings for each knob. I mean, 2 bearings for each knob. As you can see, there's no play in either one of them. They spin really good, and they're really good to grab. They're not really soft EVA. These are kind of more of a dense EVA. They hold up really well. They don't really... See if I can show you this real fast. Give me just a second. Sometimes these aren't put on there very tight. You can pull these, screw these back out. So you can see down there, it's red all the way down. And there's another guy in my club who he started buying these after I showed them to him, and he likes to have his reels. He'll order. You can get these in different colors. You can get these in red, of course, blue, lime green, and I think silver and black. These cost about, I think, $11 or $12 off AliExpress. They have another one called Go Mexas. I mean, I have a couple of those on some other reels. But Go Mexas cost about $35 to $45. And to be honest with you, I do not see a huge difference. I mean, I do like the nut construction of the Go Mexas. But I mean, see how thick the carbon fiber is on this? These do not flex. They do not bend. And they're 13 bucks. If you mess one up, you can get another one pretty lot. This makes me a lot less sad than if you step on a Go Mexas for 45 and bend it. I'm going to go ahead and end the video on that. If you have any questions, feel free to leave me a comment down below. If you want me to link some of this stuff to you on AliExpress and things of that nature, let me know. I'll go ahead and link it to you. I'm going to sign off. You guys have a great day, and I hope you had a very happy Thanksgiving. I hope you stayed safe more than anything. Well, you guys have a great day.